Hello, welcome to this crash course of the Cambodian migrant crisis. Let's watch this video about the Cambodian migrant crisis that happened in 1969. The crisis was caused by four major things: civil war in Cambodia, the Vietnam War, the US bombings, and the communist group Khmer Rouge. To start off, let Andrew here help us pronounce the name of this group. Very good. So, what happened first? What events led up to this crisis? Well, in 1966, an agreement struck between the Prince of Cambodia and the Chinese, allowing the presence of large-scale People's Army of Vietnam, Thailand, and NLF troop deployments and logistical.
For the Cambodians to be forced back across the Thai border is a matter of life and death. During our recent rare visit to Phnom Penh, both Vietnamese and Cambodian officials told of serious food shortages. They said international assistance was required.
North Vietnam, South Vietnam, Republic of Cambodia, Viet Cong, Khmer Rouge.
But there's also a growing problem of refugees from Cambodia fleeing into Thailand and being driven back across their border where they also face possible death.
America had bombs. Since the Vietnamese Liberation Front and the PAVN used a network of supply routes that partially ran through Laos and Cambodia, the US ostensibly invaded both Cambodia and Laos in order to disrupt these routes. 2.7 million tons of bombs were dropped into Cambodia without the knowledge or consent of the Senate. This is twice as many bombs as they threw into Japan. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. 500,000 people died directly from the bombings. 30% of the nation was displaced. And communist group Khmer Rouge now had something to propagandize. When it was finally made public in 1973, many were outraged, and the bombings were stopped. Later, in 1975, Khmer Rouge, with Pol Pot as the leader, took over and started building the country into a communist government, killing all that opposed them. They even executed or starved millions of innocents, forcing them to confess their crimes they didn't even commit. The Khmer Rouge committed tons of war crimes, and they were genocidal people. Yes. All of this caused many Cambodians to flee to seek refuge in nearby places such as Thailand. The refugee camps were typically horrible, full of violence, rape, and starvation. But it was the only choice they had. Refugees not only went to Thailand, but also to America and France. They were afraid to go back to their own country, so they decided to go abroad. The refugees either migrated to Thailand by walking, or to America and France by sailing. It was very common to see people bribing or smuggling people in order to survive back in the unbearable time. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Bears. And yeah. Well, foreign countries were not safe for migrants, especially because the countries were places that they have never been to before. For example, people who migrated to Thailand were only allowed to stay at border camps. If they were caught sneaking out or crossing the border, they would get killed. Throughout most of 1979, the Thai government refused offers of humanitarian assistance from the United Nations for the Cambodians at the border. Thailand did not sign the 1951 Refugee Convention, and it insisted that any Cambodian who entered Thailand would be named an illegal immigrant rather than a refugee.
Why has the Cambodian Prime Minister made this deal, agreeing to receive them to live in Cambodia in exchange for millions of dollars? This Cambodian opposition MP called on both governments to be more transparent about what he described as a secret deal. Australia says 200 refugees have been identified for potential resettlement on a voluntary basis, but Cambodia's government has reportedly said the country only wants to take 4 or 5 people to begin with.
The Thai government reversed its policy of barring the Cambodians from entering Thailand and implement an open door policy.
The Thai government informed the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, or UNHCR, in Thailand that within a few days, Thai border authorities would start transporting thousands of Cambodians into Thailand to designated holding centers. The Thais requested UNHCR to build and manage these holding centers inside Thailand. At this point, the relief operation split in half. UNHCR managed several holding centers inside Thailand, and UNICEF and ICRC delivered aid to and operated medical facilities in the border camps and inside Cambodia. The World Food Program supplied nearly all of the food aid for the relief operations, most of which could be purchased locally in Thailand. The countries that accepted the influx of Cambodian refugees had to dedicate a significant amount of their crops for the refugees, while providing drinkable water and shelter for them.
Okay, so the Cambodian migrant crisis started to end in 1991 after the two contending parties of Cambodia agreed to kick Vietnam's forces out of their country. A group was called the United Nations Transitional Authority in Cambodia, and it was created for the purpose of organizing elections for a new government, taking back refugees from the refugee camps along the border, and enforcing ceasefire. In 1993, a government was established thanks to this group, and 360,000 refugees were repatriated. However, many Cambodian refugees also never came back. Those who went to Thailand were about 160,000. The American refugee count added up to around 153,000, and those who went to France were about 53,000. With all of the UNTAC dreams achieved, they disbanded, and other humanitarian aid workers took over, and from that point on, Cambodia slowly began to heal its already deep wounds. People were forced to migrate to other places, such as Thailand.
Very well. So, Farmer Andrew, what do you think about this crisis?
It's very bad. My house got bombed, and I had to fend off the suitors with this knife. It's
Do
very
you
nice.
want to show us how you did that?
Let's go.
What kind of interview is this?
Hold on, let me turn on the sound. Okay, there.
You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me, my time is now. In case you forgot or fell off, I'm still hot, knock your shell off. My money stacked fat.
Guys. Okay. Oh, wow, nice.
What does the fox say?
Whale, whale, whale. What do we have? Whale, whale, whale. What do we have here? But it was the only choice they had.